All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today for the first of the webinar series that we have for AI Harvard Design League. Um, this is a competition that me and my team here at University of Arizona have put together for you. And it kind of touches on a lot of different areas of chip design and fabrication manufacturing of it. And we're hoping that through this competition, we are reaching to an audience that is curious about learning how to do a chip design that traditionally wouldn't go into this area or field, but also this is for anyone who is interested to do a chip design and learn the process of how to go from the idea and to get to the net list and get to the hardware design that you could take to the tape out and actually the fabrication process. Today, we're just going to go over the general overview of what the competition is about and talk about different design phases that we have, the timeline, the tool flows that you will have access to use for this competition. We will talk about the requirements and for submissions and the rubric for scoring your submissions, as well as detail of the submission process. And at the end, we will have a Q&A section where you can ask your questions and we'll provide you answers if there is any questions that we might not have the answer right away. We'll be providing more information in the upcoming webinar, so stay tuned. We have two more webinars, one in next month and one in December, where we provide additional details and some tutorial content for you to get started. And I'll talk about the details of that during this webinar. So yeah, welcome to this session and happy you guys have made it. All right, so let's just go over some basic highlights of AI-HDL. So AI-HDL came to be because we realized there's a lot of students, many of you included, that are interested in chip design, but have not done this before or feel intimidated by the whole concept of doing the chip design. Maybe it feels kind of out of reach, given that you might not have the background. So we decided that we want to change that. We want to design a program that through a fun activity, a competition, we can expose you to some of the concepts of chip design and try to lower the barrier of entry into chip design. And the idea here is how can we leverage the tools at our disposal, including these AI tools that recently have made a big, gigantic wave? How can we leverage these tools to help us get into a new area, a new topic, a new field, and also be able to contribute to that? And of course, AI is not perfect. It makes mistakes, especially the generative AI tools that we use on a day-to-day basis. We see that there's there's many issues that could come up with them. However, these are perfect tools to get started and get us the basic knowledge that we need to be able to learn a new topic and be involved in it. So we decided we want to do a competition where this is a competition where you are gaining hands-on experience, very valuable hands-on experience using these AI tools, as well as we provide through our sponsorship and our partners, we're providing access to the industry standard tools as well as open source tools. So it's your choice what to pick and where you want, what tool you want to use. And you have support from mentors, student mentors, you have support from experts, from our industry sponsored partners. There will be mentors available to help you throughout the competition. And we are building a peer community. We have a Discord channel, which I highly encourage everybody to join. The link to the Discord channel is on AI-HDL website, and If you visit the website, which will show you the link during the presentation, um, most of the resources, all the resources will be available there. Even the recording of this webinar will be available there. So yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of resources that we will release on that page. So make sure you check that regularly to not miss any news or events. Well, the idea here is AI-HDL came to be also because we see the advances in semiconductor industry, particularly all around the world. There is a whole incentive about pushing semiconductor design and manufacturing. Um, what we saw what happened after the pandemic with supply chain disruptions. That's one of the early curses of why semiconductor manufacturing is very critical in everyday life. So when you look around you, all the devices that are, most of the devices that you see around you, they have a chip inside. And this chip is designed by an engineer such as yourself, someone who um, is interested in doing the chip design, they do the design, and then there's manufacturers that will build that chip for you. And those manufacturers, you might be familiar with the names TSMC, Intel, and that's to name a few. And the idea here is life is almost impossible nowadays without technology, and the technology relies on semiconductor chips. This has resulted in a lot of opportunities in growing job market, a lot of career opportunities in this area. And what we are hoping to do is, if you're already in the area, in the field, fantastic. If you're not, we're hoping that this competition will open your eyes to a new area, or it will also open your opportunities to a lot of career pathways that you could explore by engaging in this competition and working towards the goal of designing a chip. So obviously, at University of Arizona, we're committed to advancing this industry and creating these pathways. So that's why we decided to start this competition, and this is a result of our commitment to make sure we are providing a sustainable pipeline of talent coming into this area of chip design. Now, just an overview, a big picture of what is AI Harvard Design Week. This is a competition designed for anyone with any background, with any level of knowledge on hardware design. So you could be expert in chip design. You could also be just curious about chip design and not much information about what it is about. So our goal is to guide you through this whole design flow of going from the ideation, the concept, and take you through a different process of doing chip design and get you to a tape-out ready chip. So what we mean by tape-out ready chip is a design that is ready to be fabricated and manufactured. Our sponsorship from industry sponsors, including Chip Foundry, has enabled us to be able to provide an opportunity for a tape out or fabrication of the winning designs, winning team's design. And we'll give you more information on that later. Can you go back, Harish, to the slide that you were in? It was like one before. Yes. So now this competition is enabled by AI tools and this generative AI tools and large language models that I'm sure many of you are using on a day-to-day basis. And the key concept of this competition is, how can we leverage AI tools to design and optimize a chip? So the idea here is you're leveraging AI to come up with a design and iteratively improve it to have good power consumption, improved power consumption, high performance, and low area footprint. Optimizing these three key metrics um, has been the focus of hardware designers for decades. And another important metric here that we want to look at is security. We also want to expose learners to the idea that security is important, especially at the design time. So we want to make sure you are understanding what those potential vulnerabilities are in your design and how you could potentially fix them and mitigate them. Obviously, the goal is not to fix every problem. The goal is to fix as many problems as we can during the design time. And not everything is fixable during the design time. There's a whole concept that we can talk about later on in different tutorials that we have planned for you. But AI can help us with this task of design and verification. Obviously, it's not perfect, as I said. However, it is getting better. Obviously, data is a big part of this, and we are hoping that with more data, the model are going to get better at doing this task of doing chip design and verification. And there's a lot of different teams and research teams that are working on this topic, which is very exciting. It shows that the future is bright in this area, and there's a lot of opportunities to explore. So you're early in, and I think you're here at the right time because this direction is just going to grow, right? So you're going to have the opportunity to be one of the, as students that are engaged in this kind of activities early on. So it sets you up for better opportunities in the future. Now, of course, AI is going to help you with the design, but then we do have mentors that would help you walk through the design and help you fix problems potentially that you might have. And my team here, which I'll introduce to you shortly, will be um, providing more details about what the competition is and how you could get help from the mentors. Next slide, Harsh. Yeah, so going back to our what I was talking about, sponsors. So this competition has been enabled by our industry sponsors. So we are very thankful for all the sponsors that have helped us put this together. So ARM has been a big advocate for us, obviously, one of the biggest IP companies, so hardware IP companies. We have Cadence and Synopsys as two of the major EDA tool providers, and they have decided that they want to support this competition, which we are very thankful for their support. And NVIDIA, obviously, you're all familiar with NVIDIA, especially if you're into gaming, but also AI. You can see that we also have NVIDIA as our sponsor. Chip Foundry is our tape-out sponsor, who will be helping with sponsoring the winners tape-outs and manufacturing. And ChipMango is our curriculum development partner. So most the training videos and the training content, we are collaborating with ChipMango to provide you with top quality content and make sure you guys are getting all the training material that you need in a really nice and organized and seamless way. Now, let me just do a brief introduction to my team. So I am Sohail Salehi. I'm assistant professor at the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department at the University of Arizona. I'm the founder of AI-HDL and AI Hardware Design. Again, my team here, we have Harish, who is leading the competition organization, and also he's the one that has come up with the design challenge, and you will see a lot from him in terms of tutorial content, training material, and you'll be seeing him a lot with different webinars, and also he'll be helping you with mentorship. And we do have Viramani. Viramani also is a student in my lab. They're both amazing mentors. If you have worked with them before, you know what I'm saying. If you have not, you're in it for a treat. So they're fantastic people. They're very helpful. and they'll be covering the rest of the material in today's webinar. So Harish will go over some general details of the competition, and Veermani will also chime in on how you guys can get started with your submissions and all the requirements that you guys need to know. We do have other team members that couldn't join this webinar, but we are hoping that in future webinars we can have the team. It's a big team, but obviously not everybody could join today, unfortunately. Um, yeah, I see Sujan has also joined. Anyways, I will pass it on to Harish, and then Harish, please go ahead and give everybody what they're waiting for. Some more information about what the challenge is and what to expect.
Mhm. Hey everyone, I'm Harish and I'm a PhD student under professor, and I'll also be designing all the design challenges and phases in this competition. So let's talk about AI-HDL.
Sorry to
We
interrupt you,
believe,
Harish. Just one quick
uh
thing. I'm sorry to interrupt you. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. So we are monitoring the chat. We're looking at all the questions, and we'll answer them in towards the end in the Q&A. So if you have questions, not to forget them, just put them in the chat. And at the end, when we get to Q&A question and answer section, we'll cover all the answers for you. Thank you. Go ahead.
yeah. So coming to AI-HDL, this is more than just a competition, but it is a journey of transformation where you as a student with no knowledge in chip design are going to come out as an expert at the end of this. Our goal is to start this journey as a student, perhaps with just a spark of curiosity. You all guys, all of you guys have joined here just because you just want to try and learn, go through the easy way, use AI to kind of better our lives, and emerge as an innovator, equipped with the skills required, which you'll be getting through this competition. So when we mean no experience necessary, we mean it. It is the core principle of this competition design, and 80% of our participants have no experience in chip design. This is, we know that chip design can seem intimidating, so we built a robust support system to guide you throughout the whole competition process. Each team will have a dedicated mentor that they will be in touch with you, providing training, guidance, and answering all your questions. Other than this, you'll also have access to a full series of webinars and tutorials of how to get the tools, how to access them, how to start up with your design, and we'll also do an example design run down the line. And we also have a Discord community where you can ask questions in case you can't make it to your weekly mentor meeting, and we can just be in touch with each other, and we're fully committed to give you the foundation you need to succeed throughout this competition. So, like we told, we have an ecosystem of support where we have dedicated mentors, industry standard tools with industry mentors, and expert-led webinars. While we also have the peer community, which is the Discord, for you to kind of share your ideas, ask about stuff. The basic core idea of this is we are going to give you professional level challenges based on the risk for design and help mentor you throughout the process, giving you information on how this is going to be run, what it is exactly, and kind of teach you everything about there is to the competition. You're not alone. So we have a dedicated mentorship where we are assigning each team a mentor. The mentors are going to be qualified PhD students or master students who have experience, advanced experience in this chip design field. We are gonna schedule weekly check-ins, but they're not mandatory. They're just advisory, and they are there for you to ask questions, learn more, and kind of go through it. But the grading is going to be based on the final milestone of each phase.
Sorry to interrupt you. If you go back to the previous slide, something to add here as well. We do have also access to industry mentors. So the companies that the industry partners that we are that are sponsoring the competition have kindly offered experts from their company to be mentors and help you guys navigate through the tools, the EDA tools, and throughout the competition. So anything related to the design challenge, we're happy to help. Anything related to the tools that you're using, whether it's Cadence or Synopsys tools, we have dedicated mentors from those partners that will help you navigate through. We have a hierarchy, we have a system for getting those questions to these sponsors, and we'll talk about that in future webinars. But it's you do have access to a big network of mentors that will help you go through the competition. So our goal is to make sure everybody can get to the finish line, and of course, we want the uh, win winning criteria to be based on who has the best design at the end, not who has the design, right? So we want to make sure you all are able to finish the competition and your team is successful in getting from start to end. That's why this is not just a competition that you would participate and you don't have any support. Our goal is to make sure you have plenty of support to get through this competition.
Mhm.
Go
And I
ahead.
see we have a question regarding how our mentor is going to communicate with us.
Yeah, so I think we can answer all the questions at the end, but I'm also going
Mhm.
through the chat and
But
I'll talk about
yeah.
it. So it's great. Please keep putting your questions in the chat and I'm collecting them and I'll address them at the end.
Mhm. So we have the Discord channel, and we also have a weekly Zoom meeting, which we are going to schedule with each team. And that is going to be our primary source of communication with the mentor and the team. Using this, we are going to kind of build a whole structure for the Discord server. And we already have the Discord live right now with students already in it. Webinars. We are going to have continuous webinars from November to December, same. And this webinar is going to be the first of many learning opportunities. They are going to be discussing with introducing you to what RISC-V is, and then how we are going to go through this design challenge. And then the next webinar is going to be in detail about what the design phases are, what kind of work you're being expected to do, and then the next webinar can be all about how we are going to run the competition with an example run being done by me, so that you guys can have a example or an idea, basic understanding of what this competition is and what you need to do to succeed in this. Coming to our competition timeline, we currently have 11 milestones, or 11 days to be precise, where we have 4 design phases, with each design phase having a milestone review for them, and then a final review, and then an evaluation phase. We will also have office hours along with the milestone reviews. So after we are done with the milestone review, we are going to conduct office hours to be in touch with the students, give them feedback about how they can improve the design or what went wrong with the design and stuff like that. Please note that today's webinar is on October 30, and the registrations are going to be closed on November 30. This league will officially kick off in January 15th, with the design phase starting then, with a milestone in the same month, 2 weeks later on January 29th. And then we have 4 design phases structured out similarly, with each design phase taking up one whole month, so that you have enough time to work on the design without it clashing with your academics or classes.
So something to add here. So we have, of course, different design phases, and there's like milestones, and we have where each uh, milestone is due, where each phase is starting. However, this is like a very much a self-paced competition. So these are suggested timeline. We have a start, we have a finish line, and as long as you're completing within those timeline, your team is good. So I understand that we have this is an international competition with participants from all over the world. So the idea here is we want you to be encouraged to continue and finish the competition, and we don't want you to be discouraged. So that's why we are giving you the opportunity to set your own schedule for your team and for your design. And we're providing this opportunity to discuss, like, this is like every phase is about a month. And then in the middle of each phase, we have a milestone review. And the milestone reviews are opportunity for you to meet with your mentor and get feedback on where you're going. And obviously, we want to make sure you correct the path. If there is like you're going through the design phase, you want to get immediate feedback immediately to correct the path if you're going the wrong direction. And this milestone review opportunities will provide one-on-one mentorship with your mentor assigned to your team that would walk you through how to complete your design. But the idea here is you set your own schedule with your team, and you decide when you would want to complete the design, what time, what hour of week you want to work, or weekend, what time you want to be engaged in this competition. And we encourage teams to have a meeting within your team with your team members to make sure everybody's on the same page, make sure everybody's contributing, and so on.
Mhm. So, who can participate? Um, Technically, anyone can participate. It is open to students and faculty members also from all academic institutions and community colleges globally. So this competition is a global challenge. It is going to be mostly geared towards senior undergraduate students and graduate students because this is based off last year's data where we had lots of undergraduate and graduate students. But this year we will be dividing the teams into divisions where the teams will be competing into separate divisions on their academic level, naming Division U for the undergraduate and community college students and Division G for the graduate students, which include master's and PhD students. How to register? As you can see, we have a big QR code right here, which if you guys can take out your phones and just snap a picture or just go to the link, you directly go to the registration form. And we will be sending out a confirmation email with all the registered participants at the end of this registration on November 30. Once we pass the deadline, then you guys will be getting a confirmation email from us saying that you are in the team, and then we'll also go with the next part. So once you're done registering, there are two ways you can register. You can register individually or you can register for this with a team, with your own team. And we have a team size of 3 to 5 students. But if you're registering on your own, you don't have to worry, but because we will automatically place you in a team with other students in the same level as you and in the same area as you so that you're not leading to time zone differences. So this is also a fantastic way to meet new people, collaborate, and we also highly encourage individual signups.
So something that I want to add to this also is, of course, we're not limiting you. Just if you're interested, anybody who's interested, even if you're just don't have a team, we encourage you to register. Once we have all the registration from all the institutions around the world, our goal is to match you with a team from your own institution, if there's a team that needs an individual to join. And the goal is to make sure you are part of a team. This is ensuring that you get the resources you need and you have the support system to finish the competition. It's not like being individual, it's not that you cannot complete the project as an individual. You definitely can, but obviously it would be more time consuming. So our goal is to make sure we're not um, putting a lot of load on any individual by putting you as a part of a team. And the team that you will be put on, it will be the same level in terms of undergraduate, graduates, and also be the same institution as you, if that's the possibility. If that's not the possibility, then we'll reach out to you and we'll figure out a different way that would work best to make sure you get the support you need and you're part of a team.
All right. So all you need is a laptop. That's basically all you need because you can get your AI tools on the web and you have EDA software access, which we is going to be open source and industry based. Access to those open source is open and you can directly go up, but access to industry standard tools will be further discussed in the next webinars. But yeah, all you need is your laptop or a personal computer and just two specific tools for the open source run, AI tools and a single tool for open source. Coming to the next one. Now that you understood what it is or why we are running this competition, let's dive into the basics and what it is, the technical part and the details of the challenge itself. What is RISC-V? RISC-V is basically a computer architecture that is built to be open source. Now, we all know that there are plenty of companies, one very famous being ARM, whose architecture is in almost 80 to 90% of computers today. If you want to kind of use that architecture, you need to pay the company a bit of money and you're not allowed to change the language or make much changes and you didn't have much freedom. So the reason why we are choosing RISC-V is it's going to be open source. It has the flexibility for you to change and update or change features and stuff like that. It is a language. You don't have to pay any royalties. You can choose how big you want it to be, and you can add as many modules on top of it or applications to enhance. So think of RISC-V as a base design or a base architecture on top of which you can add modules or applications to improve your design. It is also customizable, so you can totally change the whole language as long as the core architecture part is intact. It is going to be your playground for the next semester, where, as you see, proprietary or technology is something we cannot customize or we have to pay for, and it is not as flexible as it is. And RISC-V currently is been used in lots of technologies. So why is this open source approach so powerful? First, it offers flexibility, like we talked about. And second, there's a massive and fast growing global ecosystem around it. And as we know, RISC-V has just completed 15 years this May. So we can be clear about how strong and how deep their bases are. Third, this is critical competition for the competition as its openness is a security feature. And we are trying to include a security aspect in one of the design phases where due to the openness, we can kind of test how secure the base architecture is or your additional module on top of the architecture is. The work you do here will be a representation of how you can collaborate and bring new applications to the and secure your hardware design. So let's talk about the competitive journey. We have, as we spoke before, divided the design phases into four design phases, namely design phase one or DP-1 is going to be the base design expansion, where you're going to choose a module or one of the modules, an example module. We are going to provide you with example modules as to what kind of an application or expansion you can add to your base design. And you have the total freedom to choose or suggest what it is. So then you move on to DP2, where once you've created your base design with your additional module, you're going to optimize it in terms of power, performance, and area, and kind of make sure it runs better. Further down after design phase 2, we have design phase 3, where you will harden your design against security vulnerabilities and make sure your device is secure. Finally, in DP4, we will be teaching you how you're gonna get this chip design, this digital design into a tape-out ready layout form, which is ready to be shipped to the company, and then a few months later, we'll have a physical chip in hand. Ideally, it is looking at all this, it is gonna sound complex and a challenging journey, but we are gonna be dedicated to mentoring you throughout this journey so that you're not gonna feel lacking in any aspect. And we are gonna make sure that all teams are gonna be successful with the amount of mentorship we are gonna provide. Moving on, let us talk about the design phase one or base design expansion. We have we are going to integrate a custom module into the base RISC-V core as we just it can be various examples like an accelerator, a peripheral, a simple tool that you might want to add to it, a heartbeat sensing application. For this, you are totally going to use AI. So there's nothing you're going to be creating on your own or going to stress yourselves out. We are going to also teach you how to interact and prompt AI to help generate you A1 code. As we see here, we also have an evaluation metric to kind of give you a brief example or an overlook of how we are going to structure the grading for the design phases. As we see, we have module implementation for 30% because we are going to be pretty focused on if it's being implemented properly or not. Verification and testing follows right after with how well the module is being implemented. Documentation and planning. We also would want you to kind of make sure you had give us a proper document with all your data intact so that we'd be able to better read you well. Synthesis readiness also comes into how we are implementing the module and how it is being ready to be added to your RISC-V. So here you can do it in two ways. One way is we are going to give you a skeleton peripheral from the base RISC-V where you can add your additional modules, or you can have access to the whole base RISC-V core code to edit it or understand it based on your understanding. Finally, we would also want to emphasize on the code and repo quality or the kind of code you're giving us and the kind of prompt documentation you're giving us back. This is going to be kind of similar.
And I wanted to add something. So given that this competition, we are encouraging everybody to use AI tools. So obviously, as I said, it's not perfect. It's not going to come out amazing at first try. The goal is to iteratively through prompting skills, improve your design. And we are requiring no background to participate, which means even if you have experience before with writing code for hardware design, you are required actually to use AI tools to design and optimize and improve your design iteratively. So if you find a mistake, if you find a bug in your code, you're supposed to prompt AI to fix that and iteratively go back and forth. So we are allowing minimal modifications, manual modifications to the code, but actually if you're able to use AI to design, optimize, fix bugs, and so on, you will have a higher score than someone who wrote the code manually for this competition. Continue, Harish, please.
Mhm. Yeah, like we discussed about design phase one, let's discuss about design phase two, where we are gonna undergo design evaluation and optimize your PPA, which is power, performance, and area. Performance relates to timing or how fast your implementation is being executed. And power, in terms of power, we are gonna make sure your design you're going to make sure your design is consuming very less power and giving more information efficiency. Area again is another aspect where we are going to try and reduce as much as area for better optimization. Throughout this, you're gonna have an evaluation metric where it's gonna focus mostly on the performance optimization, and then we are gonna do a basic PPA, baseline PPA analysis of how it is being run from you, or how much optimization is being done from your previous design and the optimized design. And we're also going to use that as a trade-off justification to show what the improvement is. So that's how we're going to grade it. And final results and reporting is also based on how your prompt quality is, how your design quality is, and how much improvement has been going on, or how optimized your design is from the previous design phase. DP3 or design phase 3. This is the tricky part where we are going to teach you about security evaluation and threat mitigation. If you heard of CWEs before, or critical hardware vulnerabilities and weaknesses, that is what we are going to use to kind of identify potential weaknesses throughout your design and implement security features to mitigate them or strengthen your design. When we look at the evaluation metric, it is going to be more on how your security feature is being implemented, how it is hardening or strengthening and validating your design. And then the security assessment, if you missed any other parts, or how good your security assessment on the design is. Because not each student, every time we assess our design, we might find some flaw or some loophole or some small part which we might have missed earlier. So that's going to be a major part also. Documentation and reporting, again, as a standard, and design stability. After you're done with your security evaluation and threat mitigation, we're going to see how stable your design is and how based on the PPA analysis.
So something to add here is, again, if you're not sure what these all mean, there'll be more information that'll be released for each of them, and the mentors will be available to address any of the questions that you have with respect to the grading and rubric. This is just generally giving you the big picture idea about the challenge and the big, big line item criterias for the grading, and just, breaking down of what is more important. Um, in different design phases to address. And once we have this clear understanding of where we're going and where we're headed, more details are going to be released in the upcoming webinars, as well as you, at any point in time, you have any questions about any of these detail, you can reach out to the mentors and they'll be happy to provide that information to you.
Mhm. Finally, our final design phase, which is finalizing the whole design and then creating a chip tape out. So what is a chip tape out? It is a certain file required by industry manufacturers to manufacture a physical chip with all your digital data recorded into it. So think of it like a package that you're being sent with all the information as to how it should be and how it should be designed, and then the industry manufacturer just takes it and just processes it into a physical chip. You'll be using EDA tools to synthesize your codes into gates, floor plan everything, place and route the components, and perform final sign-off checks to ensure the design is manufacturable and ready to be shipped out. This capstone is going to be, or this evaluation metric is 30% of the whole score, because again, this process is a pretty heavy process and it is going to affect the whole chip. So even if you have updated and made your design securely hardware secured it, you have to go through the netlist to chip tape out process to kind of make it actually physically ready for the submission. And with this is going to be the final submission where the winner chips, the winner designs are going to be sent for a tape out and will be provided as a physical chip.
So at the end, everybody's design will be evaluated, and based on evaluation metrics, we'll have winning designs in different divisions. And we're working with our partner Chip Foundry to bring those chip designs to life. More information, more details, again, will come up in upcoming webinars. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer. But one of the questions in the chat was related to this, that what will be the ultimate prize and award for this, and if these chips will be made. Yes, so if you win the competition, we'll be bringing your chip design to life.
So these are just examples of what AI tools you can be using, but we also encourage you to go and try out different AI tools to generate hardware code. So if you find out an AI tool, an open source AI tool, which you feel is producing better hardware design code than these, you are definitely allowed to bring it up with your mentor and share it.
Yeah, just so you know, we're not limiting you to only use a certain large language models or AI tool. We are providing the flexibility that you pick what tool you want to use and how you want to use it. We give you the criteria, we give you the challenge, and we give you the mentoring available for you to go through this process and use your AI tool of your choice to be able to go through this design process and leak. And one thing to keep in mind also is there's some of the AI tools that are accessible to you have members that are free membership for students. So you can explore those opportunities as well.
Mhm. One example is Gemini is giving a pro subscription for students. And also, we'll also be training you in how to use these tools, how you want to give them the prompt to get your perfect code, and then how you want to document both your prompt and the code that was given by the prompt. Moving forward, open source. So the reason we are using open source is the flexibility it has. EDA tools and manufacturing data are pretty expensive, but thanks to our sponsors, we now have access to both Cadence and Synopsys tool flows. But for now, let's just talk about open source. We are going to be using one open source PDKA, which is a process design kit. Or imagine like you are designing your code, but you need a certain material or certain style. The PDKA kit is what defines the size, style, certain code, and then the size of the transistors also being used in the netlist to chip tape out design phase. This impact gives us that anyone from any place without any problem or restriction can use these tools. It is free for all again, and you don't have to pay anything to use it. So basically, it is free and it is something that you can it was something that you can kind of malleable and change as you move forward. So let's talk about the open source tool flows. We are using YOSYS for three of the first design phases, which is related to synthesis. And then in design phase 4, we are going to be using Variator, YOSYS, and OpenRoad for the chip tape out altogether. Here, you'll have a variety of powerful AI models at your tools, but we don't just give you the tools, we will also teach you how to use them. And that is a key part of our training and mentorship, which will focus more on prompt engineering and how you're going to use these tools. But as to how you're going to use these tools, a more detailed explanation is going to be given in the next webinars as we follow. Let's talk about the Cadence tool flow here. So similarly with the open source tool flow, we are just going to use status for the first three phases for synthesizing the tool design, and then genus, status, Innovus, and Pegasus to kind of sign it off completely. Synopsys tool flow. Similar to the previous tool flows, we have the RTL architect and the design compiler. The design compiler being for the design compiler is what we're going to use similar to EOSys and for the first three phases, whereas the prime time star IC validator and fusion compiler is together going to give you the final chip tape out. Following this, my fellow mate and project lead, Veeramani, is going to take over and explain about how we are going to go with the submission workflow.
So before we remind you start, I just want to address one of the questions in the chat about access to cadence synopsis tools. So I'll provide more information in the Q&A at the end. But the short answer is yes, you'll have access to, but the details of that I'll provide you during the Q&A. But yes, so we want it to be available for everybody. It's a global competition. We have participants from all over the world, and we are providing you the option to use open source tools or industry standard tool, providing you access to those through our sponsorships from Cadence and Synopsys. They've kindly offered this sponsorship. This is huge and provides you a fantastic opportunity to not only get engaged and learn how to do chip design, but learn it with the industry standard tools as well as having access to open source tools allows you to in the future like beyond this competition, if you ever want to design a chip, whatever you learn throughout this competition is going to be helping you actually then you can use open source tools if you don't have access to industry standard tools at all time, but you have open source tools available at your disposal. So down the line in the future, you can also use open source to design your own chip. And there are programs that are available at really low cost. You can do a chip design and it is all exciting. So the skill set you learn and during the competition, you can use the skill set and build your own chip in the future as well. So this is what's really exciting. Go ahead, Vir.
Hi everyone, I'm Veeramani. I'm like electrical and computer engineering graduate student from University of Arizona. And also like I work under Professor Sohail Salehi in the Prism lab. So all right. So now we have explored the design phase from the base design and optimization to security and the final tape out. Let's talk about like how you will be like actually manage and submit your workflow. So throughout this competition, like we will be using GitHub as the central submission platform. So where like each team will be creating a private GitHub repository. So thinking of it like your project digital workspace where like all your design files and documentation, the verification results, and the AI prompt logs will be like documented in your private repository. So using the GitHub is not only for the submission, it's about like building like a good engineering habits for yourself, like how you can maintain your projects, not only the AHDL project, like even your future projects too. So it allows you to keep track of every change, like it, and also you can use it to collaborate smoothly with your teammates, and you can roll back easily. Like if something breaks, you can roll back to the version control. Using the version control, you can even roll back to your like previous edition. So let's walk like step by step, like how you set up the repository and manage your workflow. So to begin with, like first of all, I request you to like start a GitHub like account with your Google ID or like your sign in. And after your sign in, you could see that there will be like a new button to create a new repository, and then it will be asked you to like name your project, and you can choose something meaningful like your team name or a short identifier related to your design. And the most important thing here is like you need to select the private. So because why private? Because this sensitive code and design files are stay confidential within your teams and the judging panel, and you will be still able to collaborate freely with your mentors and judges, but no one outside of your group. So once you hit the create repository, GitHub will ask, it will create a clean workspace, and you are ready to start your design journey from here. And then how you will be adding the collaborators. So right now your repo exists, and then you can add your collaborators and team mentors from the settings menu. Like you can after going hitting the settings, and you can add the people, and with the people you can add them by their username provided. And also we'll be providing our username for our mentors and our like our lab ID, so that you can add them for the collaborators. And when you will add, they will receive an invitation email so that they can join the repository. So this is crucial because, as we said earlier, the repositories will be private. So only the collaborators can view your commits and your design files, and nobody else out of the like collaborators. So by keeping this the workflow transparent, so we can the mentors will be guiding you effectively like on the weekly meetings, and also they will provide the ideas and what can be changed, and that's how it happens when we like use it. Yes. And then like how you will be committing, like we have created the repository, and how to use this. So after creating the repositories, you will be making your design files in your local machine on the folder. After creating the repository, like the local folder, and make changes of your design files, then in JIT there is something called a commit. So what is commit? Like commit is nothing but like the save point in a video game where we'll be like capture the exact state of the files, what have changed until that. So every time you complete a task or fix a bug or any meaningful progress, you will make a new commit into a GitHub file, a GitHub repository. So first of all, we will add git. We will give the command like git space add space the dot. Here the dot represents the every file in the local folder which will be like add to your git. And after that, uh, okay, yeah. Thank you. So after that, after like adding your files to the Git, the next thing is to commit your files. The commit is nothing but it seals the folders, and then like after the sealing the folder, there is something commit where you'll be giving a like a meaningful message before committing. So that like git commit and hyphen m is for the message, and after that you will be giving the meaningful message like we added the multiple module or like fixing the time module in the ALU. Like that you can give some messages, and after giving the message you're like after saving your files, your commit will be also added to those files. And then next will be like, so you might guess like you will end up lots of commits, right? So how the mentors and the judges can help you in the middle of if you have any issues with that. So there is something called tags. So how will you know which version will be graded, right? So for each design phase, so you'll be doing lots of commit throughout your process, and then to give those uh, design phase to the mentors and the judging panels. So you will be creating tags. Like a tag is nothing like bookmarks, which it will make a specific point in your project. So when you finish your design phase 1, 2, or 3, you can create a tag like git tag and hyphen like a and version like what is the version, and again you can give some message for the tag, so like phase 1 submission. So after that you can tag those commits. So next is after committing everything, the everything what you have done until now, it stays only into your local machine. So after that you need to push your local changes to the GitHub repository where you will be doing git push. And this is done in like two simple steps. Like after git push, it will ask for your latest your repository details, and if you give your username and password, it will be pushed to your repository. And git push only, it will push you the files which are committed till now. So after that you need to push the tags as well. So git push hyphen tags is not mandatory for every push, but whenever you are making a tag commit for your design phase 1 or design phase 2, you need to push your tags as well. Otherwise these tags won't be like shown on your repository. So that it is well and good to push your tags whenever you are making a tag. So it is you should like recommended you to like git push hyphen tag, so that it will make your tags as well captured in your repository. Yeah, that's all about the GitHub introduction. So you can start registering for the competition, which like November 30 is the deadline. So
I
Yeah.
Hello guys, I would suggest you all to register right now, and now we are finally open for question Q&A.
So just a quick note. Well, thank you, Viramani.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Harsh, for the presentation. I think this was really helpful. So a few things here I want to highlight. So we went over the submission process, and this is just to get you started with your GitHub repos and getting ready for the competition that starts in January. Still, none of this is urgent right now. It's not that if you don't do this, even if you don't attend this webinar, the recording is going to be available. So if you don't do all these actions right now, you're still not going to lose anything, right? The competition starts in January. And we are just giving you kind of like an intro and some time to digest this information and get ready to participate in the competition in January when the time comes. So the goal is to provide with enough information just to get you started and get you curious to ask questions because with the upcoming webinars coming up, we also will have like similar format. We'll cover some general concepts and of course some training content, but then we'll open up for questions. So we are providing this opportunity for you to engage with our mentors, with our organizer team, to ask questions and get a better picture of what is this competition, how you can participate, and our goal is to get as many students involved in this competition to provide this opportunity for you. Make sure to register. Of course, you can use the QR code on the right, but also you can use this link, go to the AI-HDL website, and you can use the link to register for the competition. Everybody, for each team, everybody needs to register and make sure you're getting, having your team members' names right. If you're individual, you can still register. We'll assign you to a team from your own institutions, from your own degree level. If you're trying to form a team, the ideal scenario is you go find students in your same level. So if you're an undergraduate degree student, find an undergraduate team to join or find, put together a team of undergraduate students. If you're a grad student, similarly, you go find grad students that you could be a part of team with. The limit of team members, 5 per team. So if you're one individual, you need 4 more members, but at least you need 2 more. So the team's minimum of 3 members, maximum of 5. So you don't have to necessarily have 5 members to participate. With 3 members, you can also participate. So that's something general, some general thoughts I wanted to share about the design process. So we'll be providing some video tutorial on how to get started with the open source tools, and we'll be providing from our industry sponsors. We'll be providing also tutorial content on how to use industry standard tools. Of course, the content that we provide for open source tools will be through more advanced, given the consideration that a lot of the content from the industry sponsors are already available. And our goal is to make sure you have equal amount of information on all the tools that we are using so that you can pick and choose what you are going to use. Now, I'll just pause here. Maybe we'll give a chance to folks to ask questions. So the best way to ask questions is just put them in the chat. And if you also want to ask question, you can send us email as well through our contact info that is available on the page. There's a link for all the organizing members. You can click on their link and then find the contact info. But yeah, so if you have questions here, happy to address any questions. I'm just going to go over the chat all the way till now and highlight some of the answers that we have given, and then just go from there. So starting from the top, let's see. I'm just looking at the questions. So yeah, so the mentors question is, how's mentor going to communicate with us? So once your team is formed and before the competition starts in January, you will be assigned a mentor. Your team will be assigned a mentor. Ideally, it will be a mentor from your institution. But if there's no mentor from your institution, you'll be paired with a mentor from the AI-HDL team, and they will be reaching out to you. So the best way to communicate with mentors or your team members is the Discord channel. So I highly encourage you to join the Discord channel. The link is available on the AI-HDL website, shown on the slide in front of you. So go to that website, go to the Discord channel. Right now, we are live streaming this on the Discord channel as well. So all the information will be also provided there. So announcements, resources, that will be a great opportunity for you to also join the community, connect with potential team members, because our goal is to format the competition for each university. You can get a tag that people participating can see who is from what university, what institution, and you can find each other and form a team from all the interested students from your institutions. So yeah, Discord, make sure to join the Discord channel. Everything will be shared there. So that will be a great opportunity for you to connect with the whole community. So yeah, so mentors will be able to reach out to you, and you can connect with the mentors through Discord channel as well. So question is, will there be a practical section, meaning that will there be a building a physical chip, and where will it be built? So the answer is yes. So if you win the competition, our sponsor, Chip Foundry, is going to be helping us to get your chip built if you win the competition. So the goal is be the winner, and your chip will be brought to life. We're going to be using a Skywater 130 nanometer technology, as Harish highlighted, for the chip tape out or fabrication. Some people couldn't join early. Can you share the slides? Yes, so the webinar recording will be available after the event. So I'm assuming that by tomorrow we can release the recording. We just have to make sure it's available by the end of today, and then we do have to upload it on the YouTube channel, and we'll provide a link on AI-HDL website. So stay tuned. We also announce it in the Discord channel. So make sure you're attending the Discord channel, or you're signing up for the Discord server. Again, we will provide all that information there. There was a question about individuals' participation. I addressed that. So yes, you can individually participate, but our goal is for you to form a team of 3 to 5 members to participate in the competition. There was a question about having an FPGA board, how much this helps. I mean, it's a great opportunity for you to prototype your design on an FPGA board. However, it's not a requirement. So you will not need any hardware necessarily other than your laptop or personal computer to access internet and access the tools. So everything that you need to participate will be provided to you. So if you don't have an FPGA board, that's not a big deal. Don't worry about it at all. Will students have access to Cadence and Synopsys tools? Correct. Yes. So you will have access to Cadence and Synopsys tools. So what we're doing is we're partnering with Cadence and Synopsys. They'll be directly in touch with your institutions. So anybody who's interested to join, once you sign up using the registration form and you see the QR code on the screen, you need to use your institution email address, which it's like the .edu kind of email address that we use here at University of Arizona. I'm sure you have that email as well. So use your institutional email address, and we're going to verify that. We're going to provide your email addresses to Cadence and Synopsys folks, and you just tell us, like, let's say you want to use Cadence tools. Will provide you access to Cadence tools. You want to use Synopsys tool, provide access to Synopsys. The access will be happening through our partnership with these companies. So though Cadence and Synopsys will directly connect with your institution and provide temporary access from January till May for you to participate in the competition and use their tool. You will lose your access after the competition is done, but you will still have access to the open source tools. So the goal is during the competition, if you want to use industry standard tools and get experience using those tools, which, it will be a fantastic opportunity given that you can gain significant experience using the tools that are being leveraged in industry right now to design chips. And I think that's a very unique opportunity, and we're very thankful to Cadence and Synopsys for providing this opportunity for our participants. So that's about the tools. The question was, are we restricted to using only these tools? So regarding the EDA tools, yes. So you can use OpenRoad, which is the open source ecosystem. You can use Cadence, you can use Synopsys for EDA tools. Regarding AI tools or LLMs, you can use any LLM of your choice. So you have flexibility on picking the model or the LLM tool that you like to use or you prefer. But with respect to the EDA tools, we're going to be sticking to OpenRoad as open source ecosystem and Cadence and Synopsys tools. There was a question about forming teams. Yes, again, teams are consisted of students from the same institution, from the same degree level. That's the criteria that needs to be met for the teams. Will our mentor take us through what you have said so far? Yes. So again, this recording will be available, and you'll have access to mentors through the Discord channel, and you can actually ask any questions once that recording is available. You watch it, you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the mentors, and they will try to address your concerns. Can we get the presentation? Yes, you can after the webinar, as I said. What are we going to be assigned? When exactly are we going to be assigned to? So this is, again, we don't have the final count on the registration. We are still getting registration. Participants are registering still. So close to towards the end of December. So I would say like the second half of December, the first or second half of December, that's when we are finalizing the team assignment, the mentor assignment. Once we have a better idea of how many teams we have and how many mentors we have and how we can connect teams with mentors. Ideally, we will have a mentor at your institution that would work with teams at your institution. That's the ideal scenario. So we're working with your institutions to have access to some local mentors that can help you. We also, as I said, our industry sponsors, ARM, particularly in Cadence and Synopsys, have provided opportunities for us to connect you with their mentors to help you throughout the competition. But there will be a hierarchy of connections. So you will not be 100 directly connected with the Cadence mentors or our mentors necessarily. You have a link through our mentors to connect with those companies. And we'll have office hours, we'll have different webinars where we have representatives join from those sponsors to address any questions you have. So there's a structure for mentoring teams, and we're excited to provide that assistance to you. Which of the tools do you suggest we use, open source or Synopsys? So this is really a choice that you need to make. I cannot make that for you. Of course, this is a very unique opportunity where you get to experience using industry standard tools that usually you might not have access to. Of course, some countries might not have access to these tools. That's why we have provided the option to use open source tools if you're from a country participating that cannot use the Cadence or Synopsys tools. Some institutions already have agreements with these companies that you have licenses that are available that you can use. That's one way to use that. And if your institution does not have the license with Cadence and Synopsys tools, it's fine. We do have the agreement with Cadence and industry sponsors that they will be working with your institution to give temporary access to the tools through the cloud access. So which tool to use? Totally up to you. You have the option of using industry standard tools during the competition, which is the period that you'll have access to them. If your institution has the license, you will have access to it beyond. But if you don't have the license, you only have access to these tools during the competition. However, the open road or open source tools will be available even after the competition. So that's one way to think about it. So having a team member of two, have a team with two members might be a little challenging because there's going to be a lot of things to do. And there's obviously 4 design phases, and the amount of work is significant. So ideally, you would need to be 3 members at least to participate, given the load. And we want to make sure you're not overloaded. And one of the reasons I mentioned at the beginning of this webinar is our goal is to make sure your team finishes the competition with a design that is functional and it works. That even if you wanted to tape out on your own, you could do that. Obviously, because that's our goal, we want to make sure you're provided with enough material, resources, and mentorship to get there. And having 2 members is going to make things really hard, given the load of the competition, and we don't want you to fail. We don't want you to be discouraged. So that's why we encourage you highly to find a 3rd member to at least have a team with 3 members. And thanks, Viramani and Harish, for putting the links in the chat for students to join and check out the different links that we have. We have a question. I filled out the registration form a few days ago, but haven't received any confirmation email yet. Is that normal? So I would ask Harish to check your registration. If anybody else has the same issue, please put it in the chat and we'll be happy to check it for you. So Joy, stay tuned. We'll check it out. I'm sure Harish is going to check out what's going on, and we'll let you know. I answered that question about 2 members. Moving on, a group has already been formed accordingly and participants have been chosen. Is there any need for those participants in the group to register again individually? Yes, so everybody, we encourage everyone to register individually. As like, if you're part of a team, it's fine, just put the team members. We just want to make sure everybody is registered with their institutional address. And there are a bunch of questions in the registration form that we want everybody's answers on, because the person who fills out the form can answer the questions, but we want everybody on the team to also answer those questions. So yes, the answer is everybody as part of any team needs to register separately. But you can put the information of your team members in the form. So there's a spot for that. Make sure everybody in your team is registered. Are there any skill requirements? The short answer is no. So one of the things that we are excited about this competition is very unique to this competition, and separate us from the rest of the similar initiatives that are going on right now, is we do not require any background in hardware design and chip design as a whole, and even AI tools. What we are doing here is providing you with the structure and the mentorship and the support that you need to get started with this technology and with these tools. So we'll provide mentorship, we'll provide tutoring, we provide training material and training videos that would walk you through the competition. And it'll be enough for you to get started and get through the finish line. So no skill required, as long as you can type and you have internet access and you have a laptop or a computer. We'll be working with you to get access to the tools that you need to do the chip design. So this is really exciting. Question is, are we going to design a RISC-V processor using VHDL with the help of large language models such as ChatGPT? So the answer is Verilog, not VHDL, but yes. So the answer is you're going to have a base design of RISC-V that we will provide. And what you will be doing is building up on top of that. So building modules that would be addition to that base RISC-V processor. And at the end, if you win, that's what you get, a RISC-V processor with the module that you designed. And yes, you would use large language models such as ChatGPT or others that Harish showed on the slide, or what your choice is. You can definitely use that, the tools at your disposal to do the design. Do we get training before starting of every phase? So not before starting of every phase, but our goal is to, through the series of webinar that we have planned for you. So this is the first one, and there's 2 more that are coming up, one in November and one in December. we're planning to provide enough information for you to get you started for all the design phases. However, we will provide some training videos and tutorials for each of the design phases, so that you know how to get started for each design phase. We do have a milestone review and office hours for every design phase as well that you can join and discuss with the mentors your progress and get help. So the answer is you will not have individual training, but we will have training content that will make available for each design phase. And also we have a series of webinars that you can attend and helps you get started. Since most of us are going to form a team, should each individual in the team must still have own laptop, personal computer? The short answer is ideally yes. So if you have a computer, access to a computer or laptop, that's amazing because then you can work on your own anywhere you are, and you don't necessarily need to be in the same place with the rest of your team to work on the project. So this gives you more flexibility. Is it a requirement for each individual in a team to have a laptop to participate? I would say no. As long as one person has access to that computer, I think should be helpful and easy to do. So short answer is you are not required to have all of you a laptop. I know it's kind of like a commitment, like a cost commitment. However, most institutions have programs that you can rent a laptop, or you have access to a computer lab that you can use. And because this is a self-paced competition, um, with rolling deadlines, you don't necessarily you set your own schedule, how you want to work on the project and with your team. So that helps you, I think, with that question, hopefully. And if you have follow-up questions, you can put it in the chat, please. Is our mentor going to tell us what to work on? So the design is the same across the board for every team, right? So the design throughout the competition is the same for everybody. And your mentor is not going to tell you what to work on. Your mentor is there to help you answer your questions and guide you through the process. So the competition is clear, the design is going to be clear. So all the design manuals and content will be released before the competition starts in December. The competition is in January, but the content will be released in December. And you work with your mentor, you get connected with your mentor to go through the design and understand what is it that you need to do. Does every team member need to register? The team lead can just register for, as I answered earlier, everybody in the team need to register. Every team needs to have a team lead. Well, thanks for the question. So every team needs to have a team lead, which will work with you on that with your mentor, and that will be defined also in the Discord channel. So if you join the Discord channel, a lot of this will happen there, which actually is great. It's the next question, which is Discord group link. How are we joining the group? So if you join the Discord, there'll be more information on that for you. If I fill in my team members an email, does every one of them have to fill the same form? Again, the answer is yes. Everybody in the team needs to register. So the best way is to go to the AI-HDL website. There is a link to register. Also, there's a QR code on the screen that you can share with your friends and they can use to register for the competition. Also, Ramani put the link in the chat. So if you click on that link, also you can register. Hardware requirements. There is no hardware requirement. So, I mean, as long as you have a laptop that has internet connectivity, you're good to go. That's the only hardware requirement. And there's like cheap versions of laptops you can get because we're not running AI workloads on your computer. These are all in the cloud. So this will provide the opportunity for you to participate even with hardware that is not really top of the line hardware. So this is the goal is to make it more accessible for everybody to join. And I don't see any other questions in the chat right now, but if there are any other questions, feel free to add. So Harish, Viramani, did I miss anything answering these questions? Do you want to add anything to this?
No, Professor, I think you covered them all.
Yeah.
So we'll be here continuing this Q&A session. So if you have any more questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. Again, you can register using the link. Everybody in the team needs to register. Each team will be assigned to a mentor. You'll have access to open source tool as well as industry standard tools. Cadence and Synopsys have provided us. And the tool flow that you've seen, that's what we're going to be focusing on. Regarding the design challenge, you'll be building, it's a 4 design phase competition. You'll be building on top of the baseline RISC-V that we'll be providing to you. And you're adding a module, then you'll be optimizing it for power, performance, and area, which means you're going to improve the performance of the design. You're going to add, make sure it's area efficient and also it's high speed and high performance. We also provide you an opportunity to learn about security and add security mechanisms to your code and to your hardware and try to optimize for security as well. And at the end, we will walk you through how to go from the net list that you have that was generated using AI tools, how to use that, and then move towards making it into a chip design and a chip fabrication tape out. So that process is also going to be covered throughout the competition. So I have a question. I'm not sure. It's like, is it confirmation mail automatic? So if you register, you are not for the registration of the competition. You're not possibly getting an email. I'm not sure if Harish, are they going to supposed to get an email in response if they
So
register?
for the registrations for the competition, they're not going to get a confirmation email right after. But
Right.
once we go through the data and sort them out, we're going to send out confirmation emails.
Right. So if you've registered, if you filled a form, you're in. So what we are doing right now is we're going through the registrations as we're getting ready for the competition in January. So we're getting, big numbers, a lot of registrations coming in. And our goal is to filter through and we'll be sending you a confirmation email sometime next month regarding that we have received your registration and just giving you additional details via an email that will go out to all the participants that have registered. So if you did not receive a confirmation right away, that's fine. Don't worry about it. If you filled out the form and you got the confirmation that you filled out the form on the Google Sheet, that's what you need. While we're forming your group, what else should we do till next month? Any tutorials or things we should prepare? So that's a great question. So I think ideally you would want to make sure your team is aware of all the details that we shared today. So once the video recording is available, make sure you share it with your team. And with respect to tutorials, yes, we're working on video right now with Harish to introduce how to get started with the open source ecosystem. We'll provide that video, and our goal is to also provide a video on the different aspects of the competition. And in general, we try to keep engaging with the participants through the Discord channel and provide information there, whether it's announcements of events or tutorial content availability. We'll be in touch with all the participants through the Discord channel. So make sure you are staying tuned. I have a question. Currently masters at BUET and then bachelor degrees from other institution. I don't see a question yet. So as we wait for that question to complete. Yeah, feel free to put any questions you have remaining in the chat. And we'll just pause for a little bit to give you some time to think. All right. Should my institution name is put or my previous? So your institution name should be the current institution you're enrolled in, not your previous institution. And same with your team members. Need your team members to be from the current institutions. One of my co-team member has done with registration, but the confirmation email is not for him, wants to cancel or register. No, it's fine. You know, as I said earlier, once you register, you might in the Google form, you might not get the confirmation email. We will send a confirmation later on in November. We'll announce it also. So if make sure you attend the next webinar in November. I mean, technically the next two webinars in November and December to address this as well. If you still haven't received that confirmation, we can definitely look into that. But give us some time and we'll be sending those confirmations shortly. What we are trying to do right now is to ensure the registrations are complete and the information that we have through the registration, especially the institutional email address, is key. So make sure once you register, do not use your Gmail, Yahoo, or any other domain. Make sure you use your institution email address at the school that you're signed up in and registered. So for example, for us is arizona.edu. If that's the domain, for you might be the name of the university, followed by the domain that you're using. Hopefully that will cover that question answer. We'll remain online until make sure all the questions are answered, but I see some people already have dropped off. Of course, thank you. Any other questions from our audience? And again, our Discord channel is the best opportunity for you to ask questions after this event is done. So when will be the next session? So next webinar is posted on the timeline on AI-HDL website. So once you go to the website, under timeline, you will see the webinar, but I see that Harish is trying to go to that milestone timeline. So yeah, so you have this timeline, but then the webinar and tutorial is going to be in November and December. I don't know, of course, this is the first kickoff webinar. And then
I'm sorry, I see that the date isn't here, but the next webinar is scheduled for November 20, next month.
yeah, so November 20th is our next webinar, and then December, what was it, 9th, 18? The information is on AI-HDL website, so you can access there under timeline. If you go to AI-HDL website under timeline, you should be able to see that. So Viramani, can you paste the Discord group link again in the chat? Someone's asking for it, and the form is asking for email, institution email separately. Yeah, so you will need to use your institutional email wherever it's asking for that. So you can use a different email to fill out the form, but your institution email has to go where we are asking for it. So make sure that field is your institutional email. And I see that Viramani has posted the Discord channel in the chat. Any other questions? Also, the AI-HDL website is a hub for a lot of different resources. Question is, Discord is give us everything we need. So Discord is technically your one-stop shop to find out all the information that we have about AI-HDL. All the announcements will go there as well. All the information will be released there. Announcement will be made there. It's the best way to get connected with the mentors, best way for us to get connected with the teams. So yes. An AI-HDL website has a lot of good resources. There's some tutorial content and videos, which I highly recommend you to go and check it out. So can you, Harish, actually maybe stop share and pull up the AI-HDL website so that we can also go over that really quick. We have some time left. So you can see, go all the way to the top. maybe. So yeah, so you can see at the top, I'm just gonna annotate on your screen. So you have the registration link over here. Let me just see if I can draw. My annotation is not working for some reason. Right, let's try again. So yeah, there you have the registration link. You have the link to the Discord and the link to the GitHub repo. So all this is available on the AI-HDL website. This is the URL. So bookmark it so you don't lose it later. Scroll down a little bit, please. So there's some shortcuts on the left, which help you navigate the website. But then there's also two starting kickoff videos that are available. You can watch it anytime. Continue, please. So there's information about eligibility. Can you open that? So obviously we're open to anybody from anywhere in the world. So all participants can register. Can I register independently? Can I form a team with my classmates? The answer is yes to both. Of course, make sure your registration is done before this deadline. And there's more information here if you're interested, as I discussed. If you're interested to be a mentor as well, if you know someone from your institutions who is interested to be the mentor, we are always looking for mentors to help. So ideally, as I said, we want a mentor for your team from your own institution so that you're being the same time zone and also on the same schedule that you can work with your mentor more effectively and efficiently. The design process is what Harish covered earlier, but we'll be having the design using the tools that we talked about, the EDA tools and the large language models of your choice. And we'll talk about the educational resources link in a little bit. Go to the next. How will I learn about AI tools for hardware design? So there will be a tutorial, there'll be feedback from the students from each tutorial that we tailor the content for you guys. And we have, again, link to Discord where we share all the information you need regarding tutorials. What tools we'll be using. This was covered during the webinar today. Of course, there's all these tools that you have at your disposal available at you and also EDA tools as well as open source tools. Continue. How will our team's design progress be tracked? As I said, we have milestones, but then mentors will be working with you during the milestones and guide you throughout the process. And of course, tell you about the criteria that we have to ensure you get the highest score possible. Next. How will our team submit our project for milestone reviews and final evaluation? So obviously there's a whole process in the GitHub that our team member Virmani is covered. So if you have any questions, Discord is the best way to get answers regarding that. Next. How are the design projects evaluated? Again, this is just a general metric for evaluation. However, the details were provided in the webinar today, which we'll be releasing so that you have access to that information as well. Next. So then next is talking about the timeline. So you can see registration open. This is the link to registration, and webinar, this is the link to register for webinar. Same way for webinar 2, 3, we'll be providing a link to register here. And these are the dates for someone who was asking. So this information is already available. So you can access it anytime you want. And again, general information about the different design phases that Harish covered. So you have design phase 1 starting January 15, and then we are going to be ending May 7th, and the announcement of winner May 14th. And this is just a general overview of the timeline. Can you go next? Weekly commitment, you can do about an hour stand-up meetings, and this is with your team. You set your own time. We anticipate about 5 hours of project work time. If you're splitting that 5 hours between 5 members, it's like 1 hour each, and then you have 1 hour meeting that you can set up with your team. This is just a recommendation. It's not a criteria. So if you cannot do that, that's fine. Each team will determine its own schedule and work methods. Some people might spend more time working on it. Some people might not need to. But it's really up to you how you come up with this schedule that you want to contribute to this project. What kind of equipment you need? You don't need to buy anything other than what you already have. If you have a laptop, if you have Wi-Fi access, that's all you need. As long as you have internet access, you should be fine. Instructions and related tools will be provided, and the AI tools that we use are mostly available. A free version is available, and that should get you started. And as I said, some of the AI tools that we use provide opportunity for folks that are from academia or students to have a free membership or a free subscription. So make sure you're taking advantage of that opportunity as well. Can I get course credit? So right now we're not going to provide course credit. I see a question also coming in the chat about certificate. So we are working on that. It's not a promise I can give right now. So course credit is not it's not possible as of right now. And regarding certificate, we're working with our curriculum partner, Chipmango, to be able to see if there's something we can do in that regards. However, just to give you a highlight, so last year we had a team from Vietnam that was ranked second in the list, in the winner list, and they were able to use that. We provided them with the certificate. So if you come to a winner list, so top three in each division, we'll provide you we definitely provide you with a certificate of winning, being a winner in top three. But regards the certificate for participation, that's not something we can do right now. I'm working with our partner, again, curriculum partner, to see if we can provide you certificate going through the training that we are providing for you. We also have educational resources. So this is great for you to get started. So if you're starting off and you want to just see some videos before you get started in January, this is a great resource. So there's some links that I've provided here. Like for example, this demo using Cadence tools is a really helpful demo to see how to use Cadence tools to go from RTL to the GDS or the netlist to the tape out. There is more information on the Tiny Tapeout, Digital Harvard Design Guide, Harvard Descriptive Languages, and so on by Tiny Tapeout. And ARM education, of course, ARM has provided a lot of really quality content about chip design. So I highly recommend you go and check it out. Now, if you're really new to this whole concept of hardware and semiconductor, there is a list of resources from ARM, from different partners that we have, that you can take a look and check it out. So especially all this information here is useful to watch. In general, what is FPGA? What is ASIC? These are kind of like a webinar style from info sessions that you can benefit from if you watch those videos. There's some YouTube videos by Branch Education channel that is really useful to talk about generally what's inside the smartphone, is like, the chips that go in there, how are chips made, and how the computer works as a whole. If you're new to the topic, these are really useful to get you started. Also, additional videos. If you don't know what is Verilog, there is a resource here, a video that you can watch, as well as there's other videos on how to master prompting or how to get better at prompting, and so on. And there's also a cool 360 lab tour, VR lab tour on YouTube by Intel Fab. So I encourage you to watch that as well. It's pretty cool. Next, how to use AI to design hardware. If you have questions on that, there's a bunch of resources and videos that you can use and take advantage of before we start. And career opportunities. We will be updating this. So right now there's ARM early careers, and there's a career opportunity for ARM that you can navigate. There's other links that will be provided. So keep an eye out for the website. There's going to be a lot of information available here. And again, sponsorships. And if you scroll down, go to the bottom of the page, organizing team. So if you click on the organizing team, if you want to get in touch with us, you can click on my name. It's the first up here. If you click on my name, it will go to our university profile where you can find my email address and you can reach out to me. For the students involved, you have Harish here and Viramani. If you click on their name, it will take you to their LinkedIn profile that will be providing opportunity for you to ask questions. All right, I think we covered everything that we needed to, and we are about to be done, about 5 minutes left. So if you have any final questions, let us know. Otherwise, I look forward for your participation. I look forward to see your fantastic Harvard design, and I'm excited to get us started with this amazing opportunity called AI Harvard Design League. So let us know if you have any final thoughts in the chat. Otherwise, thanks for joining us today.